Perfect. Thank you very much. So we will continue with the next session. It's all about growing the space ecosystem this morning here in the Agora. And I have the pleasure to introduce the session Enhancing Relationships Between Established and Emerging Space Ecosystem here in Europe. We have Michal Brichta, welcome, Director of the Slovak Space Office, and Olivier Lemaitre, Secretary General of ASD Eurospace. Welcome on stage. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we need the slides.
So you have the timing on the screen
Yes.
over there. So when it's 0, it's the end.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. While we are waiting for the slide to appear, it's great to see you, and it's great that you're showing interest in the topic of enhancing relationship between the well-established European space industry and the emerging ecosystems. We are here as the representatives of, I would say, the steering forces behind this initiative, the Eurospace and the Slovak Space Office, working on this particular topic for the past 3 years. And the key reason why we decided to bring more attention to this topic and to work further on pushing forward such collaborations and such bridge building lies in key 3 factors. There are 2 ones are well known, one is less known. So the first 2 ones that are known, space is increasingly important for Europe. That's a fact, I think we all agree. That's the reason why we are here these 2 days. The other one is that Europe has a unique position as a regional space ecosystem in its interconnectivity, thanks to the platforms like the European Space Agency and European Union, which really create the unprecedented possibilities to joining forces and doing things together. What is less known, and that's the third factor, is that Europe is the most unique regional space ecosystem, having so many emerging space ecosystems on the national level being created in developed economies. If you think about it, in the rest of the world, if you look in South America, if you look at Southeast Asia, if you look at different areas, usually what you have is the emerging ecosystems in space being created in developing markets. In Europe, you have emerging space ecosystem developing in markets which have strong STEM base that is producing high knowledgeable talent in relevant fields. You have emerging space ecosystem being built in countries which have strong high-tech industrial base that is ready to get spinned into space sector from terrestrial markets. And you have this in the countries where you have strong R&D base that has decades of experience even with space research. And this is unique opportunity. And we know that in order to fully comprehend and use this untapped opportunity, we need better integration in the value chains of European space. Otherwise, what we get is fragmented budgets and is duplication in technology. And that's not something that will get us to reach the common goal that we need to reach. So hence the European Space Ecosystem Integration Summit as a joint initiative between the Slovak Space Office and Eurospace, with an aim to find a way how we can integrate these emerging space ecosystem in the existing value chains of the major European industry players more efficient, to fully use this potential to have new technological capabilities flowing into common European projects and endeavors, and by efficient integration, growing the emerging ecosystems, and creating a demand for increased investment in the respective countries and increased demand for space in general. Olivier, to you.
Thank you very much, Michal, and thank you for the audience who is enduring the cold and the noise. So thank you very much for joining us. I think I will start like many of the speakers of the conference of this week by saying that the world we are living in today is not the same as it was last year. And I think we need to acknowledge in Europe that there is a large part of the world that is actively working on dividing Europe. This is a fact. It has been, it's not even secret, it's announced in public documents. But at the same time, we know that historically space has always been used to bridge the gaps between nations and between communities. So I think space, as Michal mentioned, is a very good opportunity to strengthen the union, actually. So there are tools already that are working, that are supporting this idea. We have Horizon Europe, led by the Commission, which, by insisting to have a network of several member states, actually invite or encourage industry to reach out to perhaps unknown ecosystem. There is also the geo-return in ESA, which actually forces industry to partner with the industry from the other nations that have subscribed to optional programs. Okay, but if your country, and it is the case in most emerging space ecosystem in Europe, if your country does not put a lot of money in ESA, then actually you are not really helped. So the question is it easy for industrial ecosystem in emerging space countries to integrate themselves into a larger European one? And actually the answer is no, not really. But there are actually encouraging examples. I'm pretty sure that a few years ago, Finland might have been considered as an emerging space ecosystem. And today we see no longer really a startup, but a really big scale-up like ISI that is actually selling products to Portugal, that is partnering with the German industry. So there is hope. We have good example to build upon. But still, as mentioned in the slide, and this is the work, I think it's the first concrete output of our collaboration with the Slovak Space Office is to identify the challenges that are actually preventing disintegration of the new industrial space ecosystem into a larger European one. So of course, we have fragmentation, we have a lack of aggregated demand, we have a talent drain, we have sometimes a very risky return on investment on industrial behavior. There is the risk also of public and of political engagement. So all those things have been identified in the work that we have undertaken with the Slovak Space Office and the partners, the other emerging space countries that have been working with us. So now the question is, what can we do? First, we can acknowledge the challenge, and then we can build a solution, and we can work on solution. And to embody this engagement of not only the emerging space ecosystem, but also I would say the more traditional, the more established one. We have elaborated with my friend Michal a joint statement really embodying the willingness of those two sort of partner, emerging space countries and established industrial network, in a joint statement where we actually declare our common willingness to work together to better integrate those capabilities that are sometimes, unfortunately, unknown, untapped, undiscovered, and we need to work on that. And I will ask during Michal's conclusion of this speech, my colleague Charles to circulate already the joint statement to the partners that will be asked to join us later. So thank you very much, Michal. I give you back the floor.
Thank you, Olivier. So it was actually at this very event last year where we jointly signed this joint statement for the first time, setting an outline on what needs to be worked on. And the past year was actually very important and breakthrough for the whole initiative, because last year we had a chance to hold a third meeting of the European Space Ecosystem Integration Summit, which was done in Frascati in ESA Esrim premises, which gave the very base for the white paper that is the key objective of today's meeting, to present you the key challenges that Olivier was mentioning and the key recommendations that you see here on this slide. So this is not just a work that the two of our organizations have been conducting, but it's a It's accumulation of inputs and knowledge that was shared by almost 30 organizations ranging from emerging space ecosystems to small, medium enterprises up to large system integrators and mid-caps. So it's a joint knowledge, it's a joint position on what can be done. And what we identified as key objectives that need to be tackled is more structured approach to building networks among these at first sight distant worlds of different age in the space sector development, so the new players and the well-established players, where very often a gap in the points of contact, a sudden change of one person that was responsible for collaboration with the respective country can lead to a year or two of very difficult return to collaboration. So the first recommendation and the first point of action that we identify is really establishing a structured collaboration framework. So having the European Space Ecosystem Integration Summit not necessarily only as a once a year high-level meeting, but rather creating a platform that can continuously provide this necessary link between the well-established and emerging players. Sharing not just necessary information on who to work with, but also sharing the necessary information on the missing capabilities and synergies between well-established and emerging players. That's the number one. Number two is supporting local capacity building rather than talent drain, which means that we often see and we often saw in the past that the talent of emerging space ecosystem was rather perceived as something that can be moved to another country or can be moved closer where the majority of projects is being conducted, which might not necessarily be long-term best strategy for Europe, because the European space needs to be fully developing the capabilities ideally in the place of their origin in order to maintain the resilience of the continent, maintain the full-scale value chain all across the continent. So supporting capacity building among and in collaboration between the emerging space ecosystems and large industry players can support reaching this objective and can help the local talent develop in coordination and in line with what the value chains need on the European level without the necessity of always moving and changing the location. So supporting the overall ecosystem development in the existing location. Facilitating access to investment and new markets, it's yet another area where joining forces between the well-established and emerging space players makes a lot of sense because of the existing positions of the well-established players in the financial markets and better known position in the financial markets and also in the international markets. Creating and maintaining a platform helping bridge these gaps in the investment world is yet something that needs to be focused on in the coming future. And two last points that are creating an important systematic element, reducing fragmentation through a systematic approach and a roadmap approach on the full European scale in coexistence between the emerging space ecosystems and the large players and the heritage players in collaboration with the European Space Agency and the European Union. That's really the key approach that needs to be taken so we move forward to reaching this goal that we've been talking to. These points are just a highlight that is outcome of the first structured discussions that were done. I think that's the actually first such exercise on European level that has been ever done. What is really the intention of our platform of European Space Ecosystem Integration Summit is further develop these into more concrete action points that can be tackled this year at the upcoming summit that will be planned for the end of May again in Bratislava. So this is the first snapshot that we wanted to share with you to see where we are headed, and we are really interested in all hands approach, and we invite everybody who wants to take part in such process to be supportive of this initiative and to share their views and share their inputs so we can move the topic forward as Europe as a whole.
Thank you very much, Michal. I think I will give the final word of this session to the signatories that I will now invite on stage if they want for a short statement.
Thank you very much. So I'm Emmanuel from Loft Orbital. Super happy to sign this joint statement. We are a global company, a global startup, and we decided a few years ago to invest a lot on the European supply chain. So I guess, working with the emerging space ecosystems makes lots of sense for us. So happy to join this initiative and to participate. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I am Sylvain Douane, and I'm part of the CS group Soprasteria, managing space activities. So we're very happy to sign this. Yeah, to sign. And yeah, it's important for us in this context of federation and not fragmentation. So it's important to embark every countries, to embark every workforces. And indeed, we can find a lot of talents, a lot of workforce in this in these emerging countries, and it's important for our space. It's particularly important for the digital that we represent, because we can also cross-fertilize between what these emerging countries are doing in other domains and to embark them in space. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Sylvain.
Hi, hello everyone. Miguel Molina from GMV. For us, it's a real important thing to sign today this initiative. We are really honored to be here. We already support the emerging initiative from the beginning. There are several summits that have been already done, and we are there from the beginning. And it's important for us to enlarge our supply chain. We have been already doing this on countries like Romania and Poland that we help. We had presence, physical presence there to support the activities there, and it's something that has been today. We can see how Poland has been evolving, and then I think we need to do it for the rest of the countries. It's important. And we don't forget that Spain was already also an emerging country 40 years ago. Then I think it's good to do it.
Thank you very much, Miguel.
Hello, my name is Jacques Rosemandau from Alta Technologies and from TÜV IT. So at Alta Technologies and TÜV IT, we see the integration of emerging European space ecosystems as essential to Europe's strategic autonomy and technological resilience. As ESA's partner for small satellites, Alta supports the industrialization of innovative payloads and platforms, turning emerging ideas into flight-proven reality. In parallel, TÜV and TÜV IT ensures that the digital backbone of these systems remains secure and trusted by jointly defining and assessing cybersecurity requirements across the satellite value chain. By working hand in hand with new players, startups, and research institutions across Europe, we not only help accelerate innovation, but also build a more connected, secure, and competitive European space ecosystem, one that reflects both excellence and trust at every orbit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jack.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kees Buisrogge from TNO. We are a Dutch research organization. Thank you for this initiative. For us, these initiatives are crucial. If we want, as European countries and organizations, become more autonomous, I truly believe in connecting these supply chains and ecosystems. If we all focus on our niches in Europe, I really think that jointly we can build something that is really competitive and makes us more independent of other, let's put it this way, parts of the world. So focus on niches, collaborate to build a more sovereign Europe, but also that's beneficial for industries. Don't compete too much like we are sometimes doing at the moment, but as a collaborative undertaking, work together and build something that's better than the individual nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Beyond gravity? Beyond gravity, Simca? Beyond gravity, Simca?
So we can wrap it up.
Yes. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to all the signatories. Thank you very much for Eurospace members who have supported this initiative, who are not there today. And in particular, thank you very much for Michal, and really looking forward continuing with you this exercise that I think is vital for the space sector in Europe, for Europe perhaps also in particular. So I'm really looking forward expanding the initiative thanks to your efforts also. Thank you very much, Michal.
Thank you for the collaboration to you, Olivier, and to Eurospace. It's very important that we have both sides of this specific problem that we are solving. We have really the support of the large players, and we have the insight of the emerging ecosystems. Because there has been a misconception over the past years that in order for emerging space ecosystem to truly succeed, the key is to increase the financial allocations. But what we really saw in the past years is that if there is a country that increases significantly the investment without the proper integration in the value chains, it usually leads to fragmentation and duplicity. This is something we want to avoid. And we believe that this initiative and joining forces on this is not only to help the emerging ecosystems to be more successful in European collaboration, and it's not only for the established players to source new technological capabilities and talent. Ultimately, it's about making European space more competitive, but by truly unlocking the hidden potential that the full continent has. So,
before everybody leaves this panel, I will ask the signatories to come back on the stage for a family picture. So thank you very much.
thank you all for attention.